Welcome to the Pennzoil Cup Series for Race 8 at Talladega. The Pennzoil Polo Award will go to Cody Russell, driving the number 77 car from Minnesota Motorsports. As we take the green flag, this is Cody Russell's second Polo Award of this season, and his second in a row. So Cody Russell doing good on qualifying right now. Hopefully he can step it up later in the season as well. As Ryan Dunn on the outside qualified second and is currently a point leader, and looking for his third race win of the season in that 32 car when one at Martinsville and one at Daytona earlier this year. Jay Barker in the 2 car qualified third, trying to get underneath the 77 car right now. Kyle Collins takes a look in the 83 car, but the 77 will hold the lead so far in that Minnesota Motorsports Chevy. So far, the 77 car doing pretty good in the season, currently 5th in points, tied with Derek Petrie for 5th. And 6th, and coming around the tri-oval, Jay Barker looks like he will end up leading this lap as he pulls to the inside of the 77 car, and he will. Jay Barker in the National Racing Chevy will take the lead in the lap, and currently Kyle Collins drafting him from behind. We go on board with him now, and Kyle Collins coming off of his win at Bristol last week, and well, there goes the inside of the 11 car. The 69 is just look how fast the inside line is. This is a problem all week long so far. The outside line just hasn't been able to make anything happen so far. We did see this at Daytona, as the outside line was actually a pretty quick line, and they could maintain pace with the leaders, but not here at Talladega, I guess. And we're looking at Trey Phelps in the 91 car. Not only is this the second start for the 91 car at Riley Houston Motorsports, but it's also the second start for Pontiac, as that's the only Pontiac currently in contention with the leaders right now. Not the leaders, in contention for the points, as there is another Pontiac signing up currently, but he's not racing yet. Anyways, off of that, Riley Houston making his second start, looking for a good one. And we're focusing on Bella Davis also making her second start with new number style on the side of her car. That's the Alonso Gabot Racing style to symbolize her move from Fair Autosports to Alonso Gabot Racing. And you may also have seen AJ Davidson drive to pit road, a loose wheel on that 52 car. It just seems like they cannot get a break here. Aaron Lukes missed the race to make it even worse. Tough luck for that team again. And speaking of Alonso Gabot Racing, here is the 63 car of Arsh Hossain taking the lead from Ferdinand Gabot, also on Alonso Gabot Racing. This team is way below the line of safety that they should be with their profits. A 4-car organization that just traded out Jason McCarthy for that 69 car of Bella Davis. And well, they desperately need a good run here. If they all 3 of those cars get involved in the big one that's destined to happen this race, I don't know what's going to happen with that team. That they're probably not going to be able to come next season. Next race, maybe, to Kansas, and that'll be sad to see our first team drop out. But currently, just looking for a good race here at Talladega, and hopefully to close it out with a good one. As Arsh Hossain currently sponsored by 3DJoes, and hopefully that'll help out the team right there. We're focusing in on the 47 car, the 32, excuse me. 47's right behind him, but the 32 car of Ryan Dunn. Dunn, obviously your points leader for some time now, but currently he's starting to lose grip more and more as he keeps having some bad runs. He did get a good run at Hillside, but then had a bad one at Bristol, where he was involved in the first accident around lap 9, and then was swept up in the later accident, which just indefinitely took him out of the race. And that was a pretty hard hit. He was a bit shaken up after the wreck, but he was able to come here today and race at Talladega. Here's a new competitor that's joined the top 10, as this is Derek Petrie. I believe he was 14th going in points before Bristol, but after where he got his second consecutive second place finish, he is now currently running in 6th, tied with Cody Russell for 5th. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that this race, but currently the Rascal Racing owner of the 53 car, they haven't been too competitive so far this season, but even with Michael Kraft slowly also creeping to the front, but that team is actually getting stronger as the year goes on. And Alex Tanker may be outside the top 30 car. You see the 08 car on the top right left of your screen. But that team so far is really starting to come up the ranks, and I think that Derek Beecher just might have a shot at the championship win later in the season. On board Zach Tomoski in the 50 car. Detronics Motorsports is another team that needs a good finish here. They are well below the cut line right now in that team, and with the 61 car of Kevin Ulrich missing the race, it's not a surprise that this team is not going to leave this race really happy, as so far Zach Tomoski's been really slow in qualifying and hasn't had the best running car. He did not finish well at Hillside, and that was his only other race run. This is his second race, and so far he looks like he's just surviving by running in the pack. And supported vibrations in that 50 car also been reported, so not too good. The only other car in this field for Tetronics Motorsports is Jacob 2 farther in the back, but Zach Tomoski right now not having the best of races, the best of weekends so far in that car. And this is the 42. We got the 42s in the infield with the 55 coming up on the track. Oh, and he will clip the 08 car, I believe. He got another car as well. And I believe that was Webster Zygarde in the back, which he and Matt Hotch just clipped. And there's no power from that 42 car. His engine is ruined. And I was just about to say how Jacob Tube has been having a miserable season so far, just bad luck after bad luck. And what better time for this to happen than that? And just horrible luck for that 42 car as he drifts down pit road silently, no engine. And here's a replay. It looks like the 55 is going to get a little bit too high and going to be rubbing the 42. I'm surprised they managed to keep it off the inside guardrail right there. But oh man, he got in the 08 a ton. That's the 32, your points leader, who the 08 got into. And that is some terminal damage right there. That's definitely going to send him out of the race, and Alex Tanker, I believe, as well. But you see, Webster Zygarde was the one who got turned there in the last shot. And ow, that got to hurt. Not only for the 32, but the 08 car as well. That was a huge lick. And now the 32's hood looks exactly like it does from last race. Green flag as the 16 car will take the lead. As the 16 car, a new person out front, that's because pit strategy has come into play. The 16 car, the 07, the 52, and the 70, the first four cars you see there, all stayed out on the track. And the 16 car was, the 1607 and the 70 actually were the only real surprises of the 52 car, already pitted before for that loose wheel. He's off the lead lap currently. But these three cars are currently playing the fuel strategy game. They expect a late race pit stop and that everyone will have to come down pit road, and Nils to soar by with already having pit in the race. Brian Boone, Robin Shannon coming down, but Nick Purcell's having to stay out after being held out on the outside, and he won't be able to come down pit road now, but he'll have to wait till next time. And here we are in the back stretch right now. Nick Purcell's going to try to make it down pit road this time by, and a lap later. Will that affect anything? I'm not sure, but currently these guys are just hoping for a caution right when they come out of pit road, because if they don't, if they get lapped, it's going to be really hard for them to get back on the lead lap. However, speaking of that, we're at Talladega. I don't think it's going to be that hard to get a caution here. I mean, we're at Talladega, come on. And the 16 car will slowly drift down pit road to make a stop. Coming out of that dilemma, the Michael Kraft car, the 31, will be in the lead currently now, with AJ Davidson, Arsh Hussain, Kyle Singer, and Trey Phelps in that first five. As why is the field all dissipated? Well, yeah, that 16 car kind of braked in the middle of the inside lines momentum part of the track coming out of turn 4, and well, that kind of made the field all slow up. Almost became a chain reaction. Glad we didn't see a wreck, but I'm pretty sure all the field will join back together in about 2 laps, which you see now. And there's 3 cars out in front of the 9 car who's taking the lead of Zach Carson and Zach Tomoski pushing him. The 2 Zachs right now looking for good runs. Both of them not doing too well in points. We already explained Zach Tomoski and Zach Carr is just having miserable days so far. This is his first race back after missing Bristol. But anyways, back on topic, those 3 cars out in front of him, they should look familiar as they got caught quicker than I expected. And all three, well, Nick Purcell's right now going down a lap, and his race is pretty much screwed now. And Brian Boone now, they need a caution now. Boone gonna go a lap down, and Robin Channing will leave the door open. Zach Cars and Zach Komonski are gonna go by her as well. So those three cars, hoping for a caution, did not get one, and pretty much just lost the race there. Unless they can get back around and get a caution instantly, but that doesn't look very likely. Michael Jones, or Brian Dunn's rival, as a lot of people have started calling him, and is currently running second in points, even after being wrecked out in the race at Bristol last weekend after running third place. That really took a hard hit for him, as he was really hoping for a good finish there in that 47 car after really just holding out so well in that 47 car. All race long, he had a fast car, and he was going to take the points lead for sure, but knocked him out after that wreck. Looking for a good redemption race here. Jack Newman in the 7 car, another car that, we got a car spinning down the apron, and the 07 coming right back in front of the pack. Huge wreck in the back of the field. And this is the semi-big one, I think. And, well, who did it just take out? One of those is Zach Cars, and, Zach Komonski also involved. Let's see what happened here. Is Zach Cars looking for a good run, will not get it today. And Zach Komonski just got turned by the 07. 07 is a lot down, to be reminded, but the 50 car just hits the inside wall a little bit. No real damage though on that 50 car. He will be able to drive away. Just get 4 fresh tires and he'll be out to go. And riding on board Zach Cars to see exactly what happened to Robin Shannon. She came back up, and oh man, just nowhere for Zach Cars to go. It looks like looks like the 5 was involved, other cars as well, but it looks like they all managed to drive away, so no real severe damage there going on. You may have also seen Bella Davis just barely avoid the 07 coming back on track. Green flag is out as Bella Davis in the 55 car behind her take the green flag. More pit strategy, except this time for the better, as they managed to make it onto into pit road just before the caution was called. They saw the 50 car go get spun down the track. Instantly, the spotters said, go down low, go down road to pit road. They both did. They both managed to enter pit road before the caution was called to make it a legal pit stop. And they didn't need to pit, so put them out front in the lead, but it really doesn't matter. Daniel Voiles in the 31 car pushing past him right now, as Kyle Collins also trying to make it 3 wide. 16 car still a lap down, but Michael Kraft pushing Daniel Voiles. First time Voiles has been out front all race long. Derek Petrie in the 53 car also trying to get up to the front right now with help from Jay Barker and Trey Phelps. And the field kind of dissipated after the wreck car of Robin Shannon just fell back after damage problems in her car. And right now riding on board Michael Kraft is as the field will get pretty much combined again. And as you saw, the 83 and the 91 just went sprinting by. That was a good push that the 83 gave the 91. Toyotas and Pontiacs have the most similar body types out of all the car manufacturers in the series, so it's not a surprise they're doing well together. Nick Purcell's currently out front, but he's not the leader. Obviously, still a lap down, but still really quick. That 16 car showing extreme speed. After getting second in points, really hasn't done anything, as he's just kept falling down and down and down in points. And although I still suspect he will make the chase at the end of the season. This is currently the halfway point in the race in the season, now in Kansas at least. And we can say it's pretty exciting, as this is already halfway through the season. If you're outside the top 30, you really need to pick it up here. And but good luck for Purcell's for the rest of the race, trying to get back in the lead lap. Here are 2 cars that have fallen off that pack, as Brian Lenning with pit road problems with who else but Jake Booker, as the 70 car also on the inside getting held up by Lenning, and that'll drop him way back off the pace. And a bad day gone worse for Boone. But here's Robin Shannon in the 07 car, as pretty much explainable how she's back there. But anyways, back to Brian Lenning and Jake Booker, pit road collision, and they both kind of knocked fenders again after the pit road collision. So definitely not friends there on at all right now in the race. You see Addison Stenback on screen, also involved in the 07 Robin Shannon wreck, and put him off the pace as well. Daniel Boyles in the 99 car currently running inside the top 5 right now. Daniel Boyles has been increasingly getting stronger and stronger, but increasingly getting more and more unlucky, as that 99 car has been having really strong runs, but nothing really doing for that team right now, as they've been gradually falling down the points list just from bad runs. And it's not because they had a bad car. Last week at Bristol, they got taken out in the last wreck, and just showing their luck. But anyways, Mark Francis Alonso will lead some of the cars down pit road, and Kyle Singer, Jack Newman, Derek Petrie will be some of them. And pit road strategy, this is what Brian Boone, Robin Shannon, and Nick Purcell's were waiting for. Didn't get the caution quick enough though. Michael Kraft in the 31 car right now, currently running inside, in first, currently coming out of pit road, but will he manage to keep that? It looks like he will, but those 3 cars are really catching him down the back stretch. Nick Purcell's might help him out a bit right now, but looks like he's not going to. He's going to maintain the inside line. Derek Petrie in the 53 car, the quickest out of all of them. Mark Francis Alonso, Kyle Singer with him. But a slow car on pit road dropped the Daniel Boyles. Kind of his luck there, as he'll fall way behind. And Arshaw Saint in the 63 car, currently running 6th. This is your next little group of cars. They're currently catching the leader though, and you see they're not that far behind, and those front cars are really getting closer, and they're on the front bumper as we speak. And that's Mark Francis Alonso, I believe, getting held up by Robin Shannon. That's why they're falling back so quickly. Arshaw Saint now going to get held up by the 07 as Jay Barker, Brett Brown, and Jay Durrell going to drive by on the Arshaw Saint car, as that'll actually drop him off the field, and he won't be able to get back to the front of the field, so tough luck for him, as he'll have to drop back to the second part of the pack. Rascal Racing had both their drivers out front for 2 laps straight, and they managed to get by Robin Shannon pretty quickly and put him out front in the race, but now have been caught by the field again. And well, what I say, Rascal Racing is really showing some really good strength right now in that team, and right now they're showing it. Talladega may be a kind of a luck-based race, but it's also definitely takes a lot of skill right now, and those cars staying out front is a skill-based skill. And we got a car on smoking in the back there, and Jack Newman, National Racing motor blowing up. That's actually the first we've seen so far. National Racing motors have been pretty good so far, but Jack Newman, well, this is the first motor issues he's had, and tough luck to see that happen to him. And he was having a really good race, currently running inside the top 10 when that happened. And Brett Brown in the 48 car, we haven't talked about him all day, as he's going to try to take the lead here. Old Spice Motorsports representative, the last one to join the team, and currently is running the best right now at Talladega. And Aaron's colors on his car only for this race. And Brett Brown not having a bad run right here. His teammates back in the second pack, this is what I was talking about. Matt Hotchkiss and Kyle Collins back here as well. You see Bella Davis, all 3 of the Lonzo About Racing cars who made the race here, as Bella Davis out front with Arshaw Saint, who'd fallen back, and Ferdinand Gallot in that pack. AJ Davidson in the lap down car in this one as well. Zach Komaski, and Michael Jones, excuse me, in that pack as well. You see Cody Russell, your pole sitter, also in front of all those guys, getting pushed by the 69 car. And they're actually catching the front pack, but not as quickly as they want to. It's 5 laps to go, and they're pretty far back. But just that they're catching them, that's all they can do right now. And although it doesn't really matter, all these guys are inside the top 20. What does that mean? Points, and that's what everyone's striving for here today. And everyone, if they currently run where they are, everyone in this pack, except for AJ Davidson, of course, is going to get points. So, good bad situation for them, as they're going to try to run down the front pack, but they're also probably not. As you see it, they're definitely not going to, as we're 2 laps to go, they're not going to run them down. And even if they did, they wouldn't be able to get to the front anyway. So tough luck for that second pack. And Zach Kamosky on the inside, we just saw him earlier in the second pack. He had a vibration earlier in the race. It turned into a loose wheel. Same with Mally Motorsports' AJ Davidson. And I'll put him a lap down and out of the position to get points in this race. Tough luck for him. Another bad day for Tetronics Motorsports. Both their drivers with issues. As the leaders, they'll come upon Addison Steinbach. They're just going to flat out split him. And I think the leaders have finally decided to find a method to actively get by these cars. The final lap is out in the air. Michael Kraft taking the lead away from Mark Francis Alonso in the 3 car, as right now Kyle Singer pushing him, and that's a 7 car pack, as 16 car is a lap down, so you can only count 7 of those guys. And Michael Kraft currently running down the back stretch. He's looking to take his first win of the season, and Rascal Racing's first win. Webster Zygarde politely moves out of the way for the low side, and I believe he will hold up the 3 car in the 43 as well. But coming out of turn 4, Rascal Racing, could they get their first win? The 11 car got a bit loose coming out of turn 4. I don't believe anyone else will have enough for him. Checkered flag waving in the air, the 31 car will take the win. Rascal Racing's first win of the season comes with Michael Kraft. And when I tell you, Derek Petrie 5th. Another solid run for Derek Petrie as well. And Michael Kraft, though, that'll definitely put him inside the top 10. Great run for the 31 car. And, well, we're going to have to see how the points lay out here, as it's going to be interesting to see who's in and who's not anymore after 32 car wrecking out early on. Michael Kraft, Kyle Singer, Brett Brown, Jay Barker, Derek Petrie, Jay Durrell, Mark Francis Alonso in that front pack. Finished 1st through 7th. Mark Francis Alonso, he would have finished 4th if he didn't get held up by the 12 car. Bella Davis, solid run for her first run in Alonso Gabot Racing, 8th. That's her second top 10 of the season after 2 races. Trey Phelps, solid 9th, and Ferdinand Gabot, good run for him in 10th. Kyle Collins, 11th. Michael Jones, solid 12th after seeing his competitor fall to problems earlier in the race. Cody Russell, pole sitter, finishes 13th. Arch Hossain, 14th. Matt Hodges, 15th. Jake Booker and Brian Lenning, 16th and 17th, only hurt themselves with their arguments on pit road. Nick Purcell's 18th. It's tough luck for his pit strategy there. Webster Zygarde 19th, and Daniel Voiles 20th after a slow pit stop. Really slow pit stop, put him behind. Zach Kamosky finishes 21st in that 50 cars. Tough luck for him. AJ Davidson will get a break in 22nd. Brian Boone 23rd, pit strategy. Addison Steinbach, Robin Shannon, both victims of wrecks. 24th, 25th. Jack Newman, engine issues, 26th. That car's only car out of the race in the second accident, 27th, and obviously the final 3, 20th, 29th, and 30th, all taken out in the first wreck. Ryan Dunn, one of those. But Ryan Dunn won't be able to keep the points lead, only 4 points ahead of second place Derek Petrie. And Michael Jones will fall to 3rd, although that's not the first time that's happened. Michael Kraft up to 4th. Amazing run by him. Cody Russell still move up as well into 5th. Nick Purcell 6th, down to 6th at least. Brian Boone down to 7th. Jay Durrell down to 8th. Daniel Voiles down to 10th. And Gary Weaver down to 9th. As a lot of downs at the further end of the top 10. Addison Steinbach down to 11th. Kyle Collins up to 12th, just continually getting better for that 83 car after his win at Bristol. Jake Booker down to 13th. Jack Newman down to 14th. National Racing didn't have an overall good race here today. Brett Brown up to 15th, inside the top 19 now. Matt Hotchkiss finishes 16th. Webster Zygarde down to 17th, just keeps dropping after more and more bad luck. Jay Barker 18th, Marco Sapitra holds on to 19th, and Kyle Singer on the edge in 20th. Robin Shannon down to 21st, AJ Davidson down to 22nd. Arch Hossain moves up to 23rd, continually getting better for that Alonso Gabot Racing car. Brian Lenning down to 24th, he just keeps falling down. Rick Witt, after missing the race after winning at Hillside, is down to 25th. Giovanni Barraza only made one race that he won, 26th. That car is down to 27th. Richard Thomas 28th. Bella Davis up to 29th, and Jacob Tube down to 30th. The Pennzoil Cup Series will see you next time at Kansas. Thank you all for watching. There are your songs. I'll see you next time, and Happy New Year 2015.